Hello everyone, welcome back to Basic Knowledge. In today's video, we will look into some basic computer knowledge MCQs, specially prepared for NPSC and NSSB examinations. These MCQs are based on the latest NPSC and NSSB syllabus. Let's begin. In MS Word, with which view can you see how text and graphics will appear on the printed page? Option number B, print layout. To move to the very beginning of a document, press Ctrl+. Option number A, home key, and Ctrl+N key will move to the bottom of the document. Which of the following is the correct sequence of the data processing cycle? Option number processing, output, and storage. Which of the following is not an example of operating system? Option number B, Notepad. Notepad is an application software. Microprocessors were introduced in which generation of computer as the primary computing engine? Option number D, 4 generations. These are the computer generations, very important for any competitive examinations. You may take screenshot and refer it later. The fastest type of memory in a computer is option number D. Dash is a type of malware that displays advertisement on your computer. Option number A, adware. Which of the following transmission control protocol or IP protocol is used for transferring electronic mail messages from one machine to another? Option number C, SMTP. Simple Mail Transfer Protocol is an application layer protocol used to send, transfer, and relay outgoing emails between a mail client and mail server across computer networks. A dash is a contiguous program or code that attaches itself to another piece of software and then reproduces itself when the software is run. Option number D, virus. Which file extension is most commonly used for executable installation file on a Windows system? Option number A. RAM is primarily used for which of the following purposes? Option number B. Temporary storage. Here, read-only memory is a non-volatile storage. It retains data permanently even after the device is powered off, whereas random access memory is a primary or volatile memory. It stores data while computer is running and it loses data when the power is turned off. Which of the following is a high-speed device used in CPU that is utilized to store data temporarily during processing? Option number D, registers. Which of the following is or are true about the solid-state disk? Option number A, 1 and 2 only. What are the correct steps for creating a blank presentation in MS PowerPoint? Option number A, File, New, and Blank Presentation. What is the default file extension for PowerPoint presentation? Option number B, PPTX. Which tab would you use to add animation to your slide in MS PowerPoint? Option number B, Animation. What is the shortcut key to start a slide in PowerPoint? D, F5. How do you insert a hyperlink in PowerPoint? Option number A, click Insert then Hyperlink. Here we can link to another slide, web page, or an external document. What is the purpose of using a rehearse timing features in PowerPoint? Option number C, to set the duration of each slide. The maximum zoom percentage of PowerPoint is option number C, 400%, and minimum zoom percentage is 10%. For Excel, maximum zoom percentage is 400, and for MS Word, maximum zoom percentage is 500%. Which view is best suited for arranging slide order and applying transitions in PowerPoint? Option number A, slide sorter view. What is the default file extension for an Excel workbook? Option number B, Excel SX. A formula in MS Excel starts with dash symbol. Option number B. Does the function count do in MS Excel? Option number D, counts the number of cells. Which function is used to calculate the average in a range of cells? Option number A, average. Which of the following is correct about the gutter margin in MS Word? Option number C, margin that is added to the binding side of the page when printing. In Word, dash is the functional key to display save as dialog box. Option number C, FTO. What does the page layout tab allow you to adjust? Option number C, margin, orientation, and size. Which of the following is an input device? Option number B, keyboard. Which of the following printers are non-impact printers? Option number B, laser printer and inkjet printers. Here, impact printers, it physically strike an ink ribbon against paper like a typewriter. And for non-impact printers, it prints without any physical contact by using laser, ink spray, or heat. Which of the following is a graphical user interface based operating system? Option number D, all the above. The primary function of an optical character recognition device is option number A, to recognize and convert physical or printed text into digital text. Which input device is often used for medical imaging and radiology? Option number D, ultrasound device. Which input device is often used for virtual reality and augmented reality applications? Option number B, VR headset. Here, VR replaces the real world with a stimulated environment, for example, Google Earth VR for virtual travel, and AR enhances the real world with digital overlays such as animation to faces on Instagram and Snapchat in real time. The device that you use to swipe your debit card and credit card during shopping is called option number C, POS, that is point of scale. They are commonly used in retail environment to process payments. The IPv4 is a dash bit in length. Option number D, 32 bits. Here, IPv4 address is a unique 32-bit number used to identify a device on a computer. It is divided into 4 segments, contain 8 bits each, represented in decimal format, while IPv6 addresses consist of 128 bits divided into 8 segments, containing 8 each, represented in column format. Which of the following is a network security device that grants or rejects network access to traffic flows between an untrusted and trusted zone? Option number C, firewall. The device that performs signals conversion is B. Modulator. Among the following network topologies has the highest transmission speed? A. LAN, that is local area network. Unsolicited electronic messages sent for marketing purposes are called A. Spam. In Internet technology, what does DNS stand for? C. Domain name system. Which of the following folders is generally used to store any deleted emails? In a web browser, which of the following is used to save frequently visited websites? A. Favorite. Which of the following is not valid about an email addresses? Option number D. Email address can have any number of @ symbol. FTP can files between any computers that have an internet connection. Here FTP stands for A. File Transfer Protocol. What is the full form of ARPANET? B. Advanced Research Project Agency Network. Which of the following is an example of a half-duplex communication device? D. Walkie-talkies. For simplex communications, data moves in only one direction, for example radio, and a half-duplex is two-way setup, but only in one direction at a time, for example walkie-talkie, and for full duplex communications allows two-way data flow in both directions at the same time, for example telephone. What is the primary advantage of using cloud-based collaboration tool over traditional local desktop software? A. Enabling real-time co-editing and remote access from multiple devices. Which technology allows real-time communication over the internet, such as voice and video calls, without requiring additional software or hardware beyond a web browser? Option number C. WebRTC, that is web real-time communication. Question number 50 and the last question. Manual actions of feature list 1 with outcome list 2. Give your answer in the comments. That's all for today. If you found this video helpful and informative, please hit like, share, comment, and subscribe to the Basic Knowledge for more insight videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.